Morning, everybody. Paul Romero here. Sorry we're getting started a minute late here. This is the Sell a House Wholesale Real Estate Training number, what the heck are we on? 41, number 41. And this is Monday, November 3rd, 2 months left in this 2014. Amazing how fast it has flown by, as always. And, you know, in real estate, especially if you're investing in real estate. Now, if you're wholesalers like us, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but it does. And we're approaching the holiday season, and people are about ready to shut down and go into vacation mode, so to speak. I'm not sure where they go, but for some reason, the end of the year turns into party time, and business gets put on hold, and things that have to be taken care of, just get put on hold. There's more important things, going on in life than taking care of life and business. So, if you're going to make a difference in the end of your year here, excuse me, pounding it out right now from January or from November till Thanksgiving. Really, that's when people start. Is the time to really get on it. So with that, I'm just going to toss it over and say good morning to John, who's joining us for the first time in I don't know how many days, but
I think I was here Friday. Last week was kind of a hectic, out of the ordinary week for me, but luckily for me, I have an amazing team. Paul, to continue on with the work, a guy named Brian, who's a fellow property noodler, and a behind-the-scenes guy, Will, doing work here at Property Noodlers, that I was able to kind of take a week off. And do you know what happened last week, Paul? 2 contracts while I was doing nothing not involving myself with real estate at all. I got to end the week Friday by opening escrow on a deal that Paul had put together. And I don't know if you noticed me checking my phone here a second ago, but Brian got a signed contract this morning on the Ruiz property.
escrow opened.
So another escrow will be opened. That is an amazing way to start a Monday. Closing a week with a contract and opening a week with another contract, and knowing that within the next 2 weeks we should have a very handsome payday here, Paul. And you know what the beauty of it is? We've got a whole week ahead of us to find more deals.
I only have one word to go with that. What you just said, opening an escrow on Friday and opening an escrow on Monday. I only got one word to go with that. Repeat.
Repeat. Rinse and repeat. Duplication. Leverage and duplication. We'll teach you all about these concepts when you join the Noodler team. It will change your life. What we've got going on right now is just an amazing ground floor opportunity to get on board this team before the whole system changes here in the next 6 months, and we'll no longer be offering a free invitation. But with that being said, I want to welcome everybody to the Hangout. Say good morning to you, Paul. I see you're eating a breakfast. I've got mine in my hand. Coffee, that's what I do. It's Monday. I love Mondays, especially ones that start out the way this one started out. And I'm very excited to be back to my normal routine this week and being on the Hangout. And I know we went through time management last week and a couple of other concepts, so I'm going to toss it back over to Paul and let him kind of lead us into the discussion for the week or the day. I don't know. Is discussion going to be a topic for today or something that will drag us through the week? We shall find out. I'm as excited as the rest of you are to hear where Paul's taking us today.
See this right here? Testosterone on toast.
What is it? What is it?
Testosterone on toast.
Testosterone on toast?
I was reading an article about raising testosterone levels. Not that, I've been concerned about that or anything. I just caught my eye. I was like, oh, this is interesting. It was foods to help, increase your testosterone level. And avocado, one of my favorite all-time foods, happened to make the list. So I'm just like, no wonder I'm such a studly, young-looking and old man here. Keep those T levels up, I guess. So anyway, yeah. just a little fun there. We like to have fun because, if you're not having fun with your business, if you're not having fun with your job, maybe it's time to look somewhere else because life is all about having fun. Life is all about our ultimate goal of basically being happy and achieving happiness. And the only way to do that is by obtaining your freedom, your time freedom, number one. And the only way for you to obtain your time freedom, and by what I mean by time freedom, just so you know, look at your to-do list. There's probably two sides of it. One side says I want to, and one side says I have to. And I'll bet you the have to side's about this long, and the want to side's about this long, if there's anything there at all. And time freedom means that everything from the have to side shifts or disappears, and everything on the want to side is what grows. And when you wake up in the morning and you look at your to-do list, and everything on there is I want to, that's when you have time freedom. So when you can achieve that, that's that's what this planet's all about, and what's where our life spent on this planet is all about achieving. Um, and so, wholesaling real estate is a great way to do one of two things: either get you, some large chunks of cash quickly and easily, so that you can maybe take care of some things in your life, or have some cash to move forward in whatever it is that you would really like to pursue. Maybe real estate isn't what you really want to pursue, but maybe you need some money to get started in what you really, really want. And wholesaling real estate is a great way to do that because it's simple, it's easy, anyone can do it, and at the end of the day, where else do you know of that you can pull down a $5, $10, $20,000 payday? For within say the next anywhere 30, 60, 90 days. If you have a plan of something that you want to do and you're looking at long term, well, it's going to take me this long to save up some money and put a little bit here and put a little bit towards there on this date and this date and this date. You got this 3-year plan to get going in whatever your ultimate goal and dream is. You can expedite that exponentially by flipping one freaking house. Like I said, five to $20,000 on one flip, and bam, you could be on your way to where you think you might be, in 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years from now. So, wholesale and real estate is an awesome deal. Like John says, we're putting together a program because we have developed a specific niche which is brand new. Nobody else is doing this, and we're going to be bringing this to the marketplace. And right now, you have an opportunity by coming right here with an email to propertynoodlers@gmail.com. Where's it at here? Propertynoodlers. See, we noodle. Send us an email. Tell us why you want to be a wholesaler. Tell us what your deal is, and let's have a chat. And we brought a guy on board, one of the ones that John mentioned as his team here, and we brought this guy on board. We gave him 5 leads 2 weeks ago, and what did John just say? He pulled down this morning a contract, opening escrow, 5 leads. Okay, where can you go? What kind of wholesaling can you do? What education have you gotten from other programs that puts you on 5 leads and a deal in 2 weeks? There ain't one out there. Okay, they're all the same. They're all the same washed up systems that yes, they work. All those systems still work. There's nothing wrong with those systems, but they're saturated with people like you who want to achieve financial freedom with wholesaling real estate, and therefore it's not like it was 2008, 2009, 2010, even into 2011 is when it really started getting thick. 2012, is when it started slowing down. 2013, in those early days, there was a deal on every corner. I mean, you couldn't throw it. I don't know where this came from. I think my mom used to say this. You couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting a deal, and I don't know why you'd be swinging a dead cat, but yeah, you couldn't swing a dead cat without hitting a deal, and it's just not like that today. So, but I'll tell you what, the niche that we have developed and the program that we're putting together, it's like that again. You know, I mean, five deal, five leads, and a deal in 2 weeks. I don't know where you can find that. So if you're interested, that sparks your interest just in the little least amount of bit there, you know, send us an email to propertynoodlers@gmail.com and get yourself an opportunity to come see what we're doing. Get involved with this program right now before it hits the marketplace. And, you know, there's, like John says, it's going to cost you to participate. So that's what we're all about. That's what property noodlers are doing right now. That's where you want to go. And for today's call, I think we're going to get into talking a little bit about, you know, the master. Oh no, he said duplication and leverage, didn't he? Yeah, we were talking about duplication and leverage this week. So duplication and leverage when it comes to your wholesale real estate business, how does that apply? Duplication and leverage. What does that mean? Well, duplication and leverage are realistically your key to financial freedom within wholesaling real estate. Now, if you're not going to attempt to apply any leverage or duplication in your business, in your wholesaling real estate business, then you are basically, you know, picking yourself up another part-time job. One that pays very well, though. I mean, with an hourly wage of, you know, I don't know, thousands of dollars an hour, that's pretty darn good. A side job to pick up, but realistically, yeah, if you're not applying any kind of leverage or duplication within your business of wholesaling real estate, you are indeed picking up, you know, a secondary side job, so to speak, because you're the one that's doing all the work. You're the one that's going out there, finding all the leads and doing all the work to, you know, contact the sellers and negotiate with sellers and get a contract from a seller and then turn around and have to, you know, market the property out for sale and get some buyers and find somebody who's willing to pay the price that you need to pay and get the thing sold. And if you're doing all of that, like I said, it's a job. So with duplication and leverage, what we're talking about here is basically creating a system, you know, turning your job, your secondary job of wholesaling real estate into a system, a business system. It's a specific type of system. And through and how you do that is by, first of all, leveraging um, and there's a lot of things you can leverage. You can leverage other people. You can leverage technology. You can leverage knowledge. You can leverage, you know, other services and businesses. You know, so you know, you can leverage virtual assistants. You know, anything where you are getting someone else or another system or technology or something to replace a portion of what you do. That's leveraging. And I'm going to give John a quick chance to jump in with a word on leveraging and wholesaling, and then we'll give a little bit of description and talk about duplication in wholesaling.
Well, leveraging and wholesaling, number one, the basic fundamental tenet of wholesaling is leveraging, because what we're doing is we're leveraging the equity in a property so that we could turn around and sell that equity and make money. And by that I mean contracts. You know, what we're doing as a wholesaler is contracting a property, gaining control of a property at a price that gives us and it gives us a spread, gives us equity between what we contracted it for and what we can sell it for. So right there, to get into this business is you got to and really you have to understand leverage, because that's what we're doing. That's basically how we're making money, is we're leveraging the equity of properties by gaining control of those properties through contracting, having equitable interest that we can turn around and sell. So that's one way in which you can utilize leverage is utilized in wholesaling. Leverage is something that is a great concept to really contemplate and consider for all areas of your life, not just your businesses, because there's things you do in your personal life which you can leverage other people to do for you, such as if you've got to move and you a whole house to move. And like, I don't, if you're like me, nobody likes to move. You can always hire movers, leverage people to come and do that work for you. Same thing in this business. I had to step away from the computer for a moment because I had an important phone call, but I heard Paul touch upon some of the areas of the wholesale business that are systemized, such as, there's a whole system and a method to acquiring a lead, a qualified lead. So we leverage other people and we leverage technology and resources in order to find the quote-unquote motivated seller, and our system is very successful at doing that. Then we have to go out and reach the seller. Now, Paul and I are out there in the field just about every day. On top of putting together and managing our team, we're out there doing sales in the field. Well, one of the things we want to do is begin to train other people to duplicate ourselves, so we can leverage people. What's that?
I was just saying, like you people that are watching right now.
yeah, like you people that are watching right now, so that we can duplicate ourselves in you, and then by sending you out, we've now gained back some time. We're leveraging you being out in the field so we can run other aspects of the business, because there's a lot of moving pieces. If I was a sole proprietor of a real estate wholesale business and I was doing this all on my own, like Paul said, it would be a full-time job, because I'd have to go out and I'd have to acquire the leads. I'd have to negotiate and finalize this contract with the seller. Then I'm going to have to go and advertise and promote the property for sale and find my buyer, and then have to close. There's a lot of steps, but through leverage is using other people and other people's resources, utilizing technology to make your life easier, to have more time, so that you don't have to do all aspects of the business. And that's basically that's basically what leverage is all about.
Yeah. So what can you leverage in real estate? Like John said, there's marketing for sellers. You can apply leverage in that area. There's negotiating with sellers. You can apply leverage in that area. There's contracting sellers. You can negotiate. You can leverage in that area. There's marketing. There's there's analyzing properties. You can apply leverage in that area. There's marketing to sell your deals. You can apply leverage in that area. So I mean, there's and within like these main areas, there's even more. You can break it down even further, each one of these, into subcategories with which you can apply leverage. So, and that's where you're going to start. You're going to start out at the farthest fingerlings and work your way up. You're going to have to leverage. So you're going to have to create some. Leverage some people or systems or whatever within certain areas to build up to where you can finally have a whole segment, leveraged and systemized and off your plate. So there's definitely a lot of places you can apply leverage in wholesale real estate. So then the next part of wholesale of what we're talking about here of leveraging is duplication. And that's in fact just what I mean. It kind of goes hand in hand, because as you're leveraging, other systems and technologies and people and whatever it is that you're leveraging, the purpose of that leverage is to take away from the things that you have to do to duplicate yourself in someone else or in another system, so that what you were doing is now taken care of by the system, the leverage that you applied in another area, in such that you now don't have to take care of that, or at least you don't have to put 100% of your time in it. At the very least, maybe, because we all have this problem of thinking that if we want something done right, we have to do it ourselves, because some mass of worldly brainiacs have pounded this into our brains growing up throughout our whole lives, that that's the way it is, which is absolutely wrong, backwards, that's enough. Kind of thing, a way of thinking. And so if that's you, and hey, I get it. I was there too. I'm losing that thought process though. But if that's you and you think that if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. Well, you know what? At least get somebody who can do it 80% as good as you. Get them in there doing it, so you only have to take care of 20% of it. All right, you just freed up 80% of the time that it took you to do whatever that is, and especially once you get into something and you figure out the kind of things that either A, you don't like doing, or B, that you're not good at doing, and start leveraging and duplicating in those areas first so that you can get those disliked things off of your plate and you can focus in the areas that you're good at and that you like to do, that have fun with. That's just going to make your business, that's just going to make you that much better in your business. So that's the importance of duplication, is really the duplication part is the duplication of yourself. Taking you, basically saying, you know what, look at your business and look at how many things you have to do and consider each one of those a job that you have, okay? I've got a job here, I got a job here, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. Over here, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. You've probably got 48 jobs in your business. Well, start figuring out ways to fire yourself, okay? That's duplication.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Paul touched upon the aspect of, duplicating yourself. That, they say in business, if you can find someone to do something as 80% as good as you, that's good enough. And absolutely, this is only probably one of few areas in life where good enough legitimately is good enough. You need to duplicate yourself because you can't be everywhere at once. It's impossible. And if you're trying to do every aspect of a business, you're not a business owner. You own a job. Your business owns you. And that's I would say the mistake that's made by 95% of small business owners is that they trap themselves in a job, and they don't understand the use of leverage and duplication. And now, a little bit to expand on the idea of duplication here, because it's not just about duplicating yourself. And we can use property noodlers as an example of one of the things that you should strive for and think about to grasp truly the meaning of duplication in business, is that imagine a cookie cutter. And you take your cookie cutter and you roll out your dough and you stamp it into the dough and you have a perfect shape of that cookie. And it's good and you like it. So you just start stamping that stamper and creating the exact same cookie throughout that whole sheet of dough. And that's basically what we're doing here, is like we've created a system that goes from A to Z, from finding the motivated sellers to getting the property sold to the end buyer, and then all the operations in between. Now, what we're doing with Property Noodlers is trying to duplicate ourselves through training other people to do what Paul and I do in the field, so that we can be freed up to apply ourselves to other aspects of the business. But we're actually looking to duplicate the business itself. It's based here in Phoenix, but there's no reason why we can't take the proven exact system that we have here and just go throughout the country duplicating the system. And that is another aspect of duplication. It's not just about duplicating yourself, but if you have a business system that works, an internet online marketing campaign that works, you just want to duplicate it and repeat that process through duplication over and over and over and over again. I mean, the very definition of a business system is a repeatable, duplicatable process that achieves a profit over and 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 over again. So that is what duplication is all about.
Yeah, you want another quick example of duplication? Look at all the restaurants that are popping up around your town right now, because if you'll notice, the commercial space that's been vacant for many years is now starting to fill up. And what's it filling up with? Mostly freaking restaurants, food places, phone places, and what's the other things? very few. I mean, it's the same thing everywhere. And look at what's popping up in there. You're seeing, Chick-fil-A's and Chipotle's and all of these and mod pizzas and all of these places that have created a system for producing a product of food. And they can take this system and they can open these buildings and stamp, put the same chicken on top or the same cow that says eat more chicken on top, or the same. They create these same exact buildings and sell them to guys like you, because these are all franchises, obviously, which is duplicating, which is how they're making their money, and they're popping these things up all over the country just by, damn, there's another one. There you go, Joe. You're now the owner of a business system. Yep, there's another one. Okay, Freddie, there you go. You're now the owner of a business system, and the owners that are buying these franchises, go into any one of them and ask to talk to the owner. I guarantee you, they're not even there. Okay, they have no reason to be there. They hired a couple of managers, and they got the managers in there, and the managers are running the store as per the cookie cutter outline within the book of this is how it is run. And there it is. That's it. They go out and they hire a bunch of high school kids, and actually today, because of the way the economy is, they go out and hire a bunch of a couple of high school kids. They probably hire some retired folks or should have been retired folks, and a couple of people who just need an extra job or a part-time job just to make ends meet, that are with any age group in between. And you'll see a plethora of people working at these places. That's where we are right now. But it's a cookie cutter. It's a business system, and it just plugs it right in, and away you go. And the person who owns that business is off in Hawaii sipping Mai Tais, because the system itself is running all on its own and it's making money. So with that, I'm out of here, John, and you close us out so we can get out of here and I can go have my truck looked at.
Got you. Well, that says it all. I almost said lubrication. I don't know what the hell my mind's on. Leverage and duplication, not lubrication.
You gotta grease the wheels sometimes to duplicate.
Yeah. So let's just end it right there. I think that was a good discussion, and we'll pick this back up on Wednesday, and we'll ask God or the infinite intelligence. We'll ask the universe now we'll ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches that has been given to us at birth, through the power to control and direct our own minds to whatever ends we may desire. So go out there and make it a great week. We'll see you back Wednesday. Property Noodler.